Missing that one flight ruined his schedule, but it also completely changed his life. This is the incredible story of Jerry, a man who learned that sometimes the worst thing that can happen to you is actually the best thing. Jerry was a consultant, a man who lived by his calendar. Every minute of his day was planned, from his morning coffee to his evening workout. One Tuesday, he was scheduled for a crucial flight from New York to San Francisco. This was for a meeting that could make or break his career, a multi-million-dollar deal he had been chasing for months. He had everything timed perfectly. Wake up at 4 a.m. Car at 5 a.m. At the airport by 5:45 a.m. for his 7 a.m. flight. But that morning, everything that could go wrong did. His alarm didn't go off. He woke up in a panic at 6 a.m. He threw on his clothes, grabbed a suitcase, and raced out the door. The streets were a nightmare. A fender bender had brought traffic to a complete standstill. Jerry sat in the back of the cab, heart pounding, watching the minutes tick away. He pleaded with the driver, but there was nothing to be done. He finally sprinted into the airport terminal at 7:05 a.m. The gate was closed. The plane was gone. Jerry stood there, defeated, his perfectly planned life crashing down around him. He furiously called his boss, who was less than pleased. The meeting would have to happen without him. The deal was likely lost. Frustrated and angry, Jerry booked the next available flight, which wasn't until the evening. He had a whole day to kill, a whole day to stew in his failure. He wandered aimlessly through the airport, eventually finding a small, quiet coffee shop. He ordered a coffee and sat down, staring blankly out the window. A few minutes later, a woman asked if the seat opposite him was taken. He just shrugged. She sat down, introducing herself as Sarah. She could see he was having a terrible day, and instead of ignoring him, she started a gentle conversation. Normally, Jerry would have been too busy, too important for a small talk, but today, he had nothing but time. He found himself opening up to this complete stranger, telling her about his missed flight, his lost deal, his meticulously planned life now in shambles. Sarah listened patiently. She was a musician, a free spirit who lived life moment by moment. She didn't own a planner. Her philosophy was simple. The universe puts you where you need to be. They talked for hours. Not just about their careers, but about their dreams, their fears, their views on life. Jerry was captivated. He'd never met anyone like her. He felt a connection he hadn't felt in years. When it was time for Sarah to catch her flight, they exchanged numbers, promising to stay in touch. As Jerry finally boarded his evening flight, he felt strangely calm. He realized the anger had disappeared, replaced by a sense of curiosity. When he landed, he learned that the big deal he was so worried about had fallen through for reasons completely unrelated to his absence. In a strange way, missing the flight had saved him from a professional disaster. But that wasn't the biggest change. Jerry and Sarah kept in touch. Their airport coffee turned into a dinner date, which turned into many more. A year later, Jerry wasn't just a consultant anymore. He had taken up photography, a passion he'd forgotten he had. He traveled, but not just for work. He traveled with Sarah, exploring the world without a rigid schedule. He had missed one flight. It felt like the end of the world, but it was just the beginning. It taught him that life isn't about the plans you make, but about being open to the unexpected detours. Sometimes, missing your connection is the only way to find your true destination. What is a moment in your life that seemed like a disaster but turned out to be a blessing? Share your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that make you think. See you next time.